Robert Mitchum is celebrated as one of the most iconic stars of the golden age of cinema. However, while many actors excelled in a single genre, John Wayne and the Western, for example, Mitchum's effortless charisma and simmering intensity made him a natural fit for two of the most prolific genres of the time, the Western and the noir. Nowhere is this duality more evident than in Blood on the Moon, a hidden gem with an impressive 83% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Robert Mitchum could play the Western's rugged cowboy with a clear moral compass, or the morally ambiguous, cynical anti-hero of the film noir. 1984's Blood on the Moon is more than just a cowboy tale, it's a fascinating hybrid of two cinematic worlds that rarely intersect. This classic is ostensibly a Western, but its complex plot and atmosphere owe just as much to the film noir tradition that Robert Mitchum was equally famous for. It's Mitchum's performance that anchors the movie, allowing it to walk the line between a classic shootout-driven Western and a tension-filled noir thriller. Blood on the Moon blends film noir with the Western genre. Blood Moon is the perfect marriage of shadows and saloons. Robert Mitchum in Blood on the Moon. At first glance, Blood on the Moon seems like a standard Western, with Mitchum playing Jim Gary, a drifter caught between warring factions in a dispute over land and cattle. However, the film quickly sets itself apart with its moody cinematography, morally grey characters, and labyrinthine plot, all hallmarks of the best film noirs. Directed by Robert Wise, Blood on the Moon eschews the sun-drenched landscapes typical of westerns, favoring dark, rain-soaked settings that feel more like a smoky back alley in a noir thriller than a sprawling prairie. The story revolves around Mitchum's character becoming embroiled in a rancher's scheme to exploit homesteaders. Loyalties shift, hidden motives emerge, and alliances crumble, creating a tense narrative where trust is a rare commodity. The dialogue is sharp and loaded with subtext, and Mitchum's portrayal of Gary gives him a noir anti-hero edge, a man who isn't entirely good or bad but trapped in a web of circumstances he can barely control. This balance of genres allows Blood on the Moon to carve out a unique niche, appealing to fans of both westerns and noir. Blood on the Moon's film noir flavor is what makes it so good. Film noir breathes new life into the western. Robert Mitchum and Barbara Geddes looking at each other in Blood on the Moon. What elevates Blood on the Moon is how seamlessly it integrates noir's psychological depth into the framework of a Western. Instead of relying solely on gunfights and the traditional Western themes of revenge, justice, freedom, and most problematically, expansion, the film builds tension through personal conflicts and the weight of moral choices. Mitchum's Jim Gary isn't your typical gunslinger hero, he's flawed, conflicted, and frequently uncertain about whether he's on the right side of the fight. This complexity makes him a far more engaging character than the archetypal stoic cowboy. The film's noir aesthetics also enhance its Western elements, adding layers of mood and suspense to what might otherwise be a straightforward tale of good versus evil. The chiaroscuro lighting, tight framing, and oppressive atmosphere bring a sense of claustrophobia that's rare in Westerns known for wide-open spaces. Even the action scenes feel more intimate and tense, as if they are playing out in the shadows. Ultimately, it's this noir flavor, combined with Mitchum's magnetic performance, that makes Blood on the Moon a standout in his filmography and a must-watch for fans of both genres.